Hi, welcome to an episode of Tall Girl Stories. I guess Ghana / Tall Girl Stories. Hey everyone, today I want to talk about a conversation that I had yesterday. I was waiting to get gas in my big cylinder because I have a gas stove. Most people in Ghana have gas stoves. So if you're used to having an electric stove living abroad and you move to Ghana, just remember that you will likely be using a gas stove. So yesterday I was waiting and there was about 4 men ahead of me, and then a gentleman standing just in front of me automatically said, "You're too tall." Now when he said "you're too tall," I just quipped back at him and said, "Well, you're too short." And you know, it was meant to be a joke because people say I'm too tall all the time, always comment on my height. I'm 6'1", by the way, for those who don't know. And then I often wear heels. I am very confident in what my height is, and I don't have a problem with it. And that's why I rock heels all the time. If I like the shoes, I'll wear them regardless of what the heel height is. As long as I'm comfortable in it, that's what counts. Now, I often have men approach me and say that they're intimidated. They actually say they're intimidated by my height. So this particular one said I was too tall, and then when I quipped back and said he's too short, he seemed to have got offended. And he's like, "Oh, I'm just starting conversation." I said, "Well, I mean, you said I'm too tall, so I'm saying you're too short. You know, it's meant to be a joke." And then he proceeded to say I should bend down and make myself shorter. He said, "Reduce yourself, reduce your height so that you're not taller than me because it's making me feel intimidated." That's what he said to me. He told me to reduce my height. And then he actually demonstrated by like bending down, saying that I should bend down so that I'm shorter than him to make him feel better. And I said to him that for you to go up to somebody that you don't know and to tell them to reduce themselves, reduce their height to make you feel better, you're obviously the person who has the problem. You're obviously the one who has the self-esteem or self-confidence issue, because it's not my problem for you to feel comfortable and to tell me to make myself appear shorter so that you feel okay. And then he was like, "Well, I'm just making conversation." I said, "No, actually what you're saying is on a deeper level. Think about what you say to someone before you say it, because this is who I am. I'm a tall person. And then for you to tell me that I should reduce myself from being tall to make you feel comfortable is not cool." And then I said, I have a lot of men who actually approach me on a regular basis, especially here in Ghana, and they actually say that they're intimidated by my height. And I always say, if you're intimidated, then it's an issue you have with yourself, not me. If you feel uncomfortable, it's you, not me, because I didn't do anything. And I don't know what some of you guys out there watching this video think. I'm a 6'1" woman. I often wear heels, as I said in the beginning of the video. There are men who are intimidated by it, and the fact that they admit to it and say it to my face, I find quite interesting. So I was trying to dive deeper into his thinking, and I said to him, okay, think about it. If there's a young woman who has men or people in general saying that they're too tall and they should reduce themselves, bend over so that they look shorter than someone who doesn't feel comfortable, that doesn't help their self-esteem. When I was a teenager, because I've been this height since I was 15 years old. Now imagine you're 15, you're 6'1", you're taller than your teacher, taller than your principal, taller than some of your friends' parents, and you know, I was taller than my mom. And then imagine you're trying to fit in society, because society, you know, expects women to be smaller. And so imagine you're that age. So let's go back. If I'm 15 and someone comes up to me and says they're intimidated by my height, and you're at an impressionable age when you're a young person. So you could be internalizing that and making yourself feel bad because of what people say to you or about you. So I explained to him, I said, when you say this to someone, you actually may be affecting the way they think about themselves. I have no problem because I'm confident in who I am, and I take this as an opportunity, as a teaching moment. And then he's like, "Oh, what are you talking about?" And I said, well, listen, every day, let's say every day for 8 hours, at least 10 people come up to me. Every hour, 10 people who want to comment on my height. They may say I'm too tall or whatever. And if I was a person with no confidence, if I was a young teenage girl who's still trying to find herself, and I'm hearing people say that, eventually you start feeling a sense of a low self-esteem. You don't feel confident about who you are. And that's why sometimes you see girls bending down, having bad posture, because they're trying to shrink themselves to look smaller. And that's not cool to have people say things to you. They should rather be, you know, complimenting you on, you know, who you are. Everybody's different. Some people are really short, some people are really tall, some people are average height, some people, you know, are super skinny, some are bigger, some are curvy, some are muscular. Everybody's built different. We all have differences, and it's in our diversity that it makes us interesting and makes us beautiful to different people. So in this conversation, and then he started saying that I'm a difficult person. He said I'm a really difficult person because he was just making conversation. I said, yeah, you may think you were just making conversation, but I'm taking this as an opportunity to teach you that sometimes the things you say to someone can actually affect their psyche. It can actually affect what they think about themselves, you know? And I repeated again that I'm cool with my height. Otherwise, I wouldn't wear heels if I wasn't cool with my height. But I just wanted him to know. Anyway, he just kept on going on and on about how I'm blowing it out of proportion, and that I obviously, you know, can't take a joke or a regular conversation. I'm like, no, this isn't about a joke or regular conversation. For me, it's a teaching moment to tell you that the things you say to someone can have an effect on them, and that because I've been a person who's been tall pretty much my whole life, I know what it feels like to go through that awkward stage, to go through that period of not feeling confident in who you are. Because he actually said to me, oh, if you were younger, if you were 20, you wouldn't be responding the way you're responding to me right now. You would actually just, you know, be quiet about it. So him saying that even showed me the kind of person he is. Anyway, I just wanted to make this video, find out what your thoughts are, especially from the guys. I have a lot of guys who say these kinds of things to me, so I'm curious to know what some of you out there who follow my YouTube page here have to say about it. So yeah, that's it. I'm sitting out here at a cafe, one of my favorite cafes in Tema, and thought I would come out and just share this story with you today. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to click the subscribe button to watch more videos as I upload them. I tell stories about things going on in my life in Ghana, especially. I have a lot of videos that I post lately on things happening in Ghana, and I have fashion videos, so subscribe so you don't miss out on any future posts. Talk to you soon. Bye.